Hey guys, had a company reach out to me and ask if I would take a look at one of their products, and it looked really interesting. It's relatively inexpensive, and I thought it's something you guys might be interested in as well. So what we have here is the Kung Fu grip, and this is from the DFCO. This is designed and made in the USA. They're based out of New Hampshire. So their grip is designed for the AR-15, AR-10, or any similar rifles that take that style of grip. And I will say right off, this is definitely some of the coolest packaging that I've ever seen from any company. But as always, we'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications of it, kind of talk about why you might want to use this over a traditional type grip. We'll get it mounted to something, kind of see how the fitment is on it, and then give some thoughts on it. All right, let's tear into this and see what all comes with it. So, here we go. So we have the grip. We're gonna have that bolt. And it looks like a sticker. So this is the Kung Fu grip. Give you guys some close-ups of it. It's some type of polymer or plastic. It's got this stippling that is very unique. It's got all different types of designs going in it. Some type of like rib texturing on the back. It's got this pretty deep finger groove here. So when you compare the Kung Fu grip to just a standard grip, it doesn't look like it's a whole lot different. You know, you see like this big beaver tail, but that doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's actually the grip angle. This has a 12-degree grip angle, and I'll try to show you guys this once I get it on. I don't know what a normal one is, but I'm sure it's well over 20, maybe even 30 degrees. And when you put these kind of side by side, you'll be able to see how much further back this other one comes. And it really significantly affects like your wrist angle, your elbow flaring, and to get in a more vertical position, it's actually a more natural position for shooting. Lengthwise, the Kung Fu grip might be just a little bit shorter than what a traditional grip is, and maybe this helps you see that angle a little bit better. But you can see how much further back this one comes. Weight-wise, traditional one, 2.7 ounces. Kung Fu grip, 1.7 ounces. The actual like thickness of the grip seems to be a little bit wider. The opening seems to be a little more flared than what it is on a traditional grip. Try to show it comparing to a couple other grips. This is an adaptive tactical one here. So again, if we kind of look at how this is going to be, you can see how that grip just goes so much further back. And then here is a mag pull. And again, if we look, it's going to be more like this versus this angle back here. And kind of one of the things that I want to compare is really how the fitment is going to be with this DFCO Kung Fu grip. Because like with the mag pull one, you see how there's like this curvature right through here? Well, the Kung Fu grip does not have that curvature like that. Instead, it's more of like just a straight angle on this. Even on the adaptive tactical one, there still is an angle here versus that. So I'm not sure how that's going to mate up, but we'll figure that out in a bit. All right, let's go ahead and get this grip swapped out. We'll see how the fitment is, and then see how like shouldering the rifle, how that feels. And just so YouTube knows, changing this grip does not modify this gun in any way. It doesn't make it do anything different than what it was originally manufactured to do. And I'm working with a completely safe gun. There's no ammo anywhere around. So for those of you that have never swapped out a grip, it's super easy. It takes probably a minute at the most. There's one bolt. It's down in there. So we'll just take an Allen key. We'll back that out. And on this 1522, there's a couple of springs and a couple detents over here. A lot of just regular AR-15s. You just got the one spring to worry about. It's usually best to lay this on its side, like with the ejection up here. And the springs will be right here, and just kind of slowly back this off. So it's going to look something like that. And then I'll just start backing this thing out. And then as I'm starting to back it out, you can now see these springs that are in here. And there you can see them a little bit better. And that's what it looks like with the other grip off. And now we'll just put this one back on. All right, got that swapped out. Took less than a minute total. Fitment is actually really, really good. There's just the smallest gap that's right back here. But overall, it looks really good. So hopefully seeing it installed and then compared to the traditional grip angle, you can really see how much more vertical that is. So for those of you wondering kind of how it fits the hand, I wear an extra large glove and my finger's kind of half off down here. I think if you wore small, medium, large, I think it's going to fit your hand just fine. And I did mention earlier that it was a little bit shorter than a standard AR-15 grip, and you can see my hand on here fits good, and then has this little flare, so it keeps, you know, the hand on there pretty well. So not only is the diefree Kung Fu grip a little bit shorter, again, it also is like just hollow cavity in here, and that's kind of one of the reasons why people like the Magpul ones so well, is that it does give you the additional length, plus it has this plug insert that allows you to store stuff in here. So diefree just came out with the Kung Fu grip plug to kind of solve both of those issues. And this thing is very inexpensive. It's basically a rubber plug. It's got some drain holes in the bottom there. But this will allow you to, you know, store a couple batteries if your optic takes like the CR123A batteries. But you can store pretty much anything that'll fit in that space. And then this will give you just a little bit of extra length as well. And to install this, it couldn't be simpler. I mean, all you're doing is just pushing it in. It's basically just friction fit. It will not fall out or anything. Like, it takes a lot of force to kind of push this thing up in here. And if you want to remove it, it will definitely take two hands to kind of pry that thing off. But you can see now it gives me just a little bit of extra room. So I obviously have not gotten out to the range to even, you know, try this out yet. But just shouldering it, I can tell that I really like this vertical angle. It really does kind of help tuck your elbow in. It puts you in a really natural position. Your wrist does not feel like it's like cocked so much. I really like that. I also really like this texturing on it. It carries over to the front as well. So you have it on three sides and then those ribs on the back there. But it just feels really good. It's not too aggressive, but it definitely, you know, if your hands were sweating or wet or anything, it's definitely going to provide plenty of grip for you. I like having this deep indent right here. It's all about muscle memory, and you're able to go right to that spot every single time your hand just glides into it. It also kind of gets your hand up high every single time. I really like that a lot. I like the fact that these are very inexpensive and really easy to install. If you get it and you don't like it, you're not out hardly anything for it. I guess a few negatives. I guess my first thing would be is, that does not match up completely with this specific rifle. It's pretty darn close. And I think that if I handed this to somebody, they'd never even notice that. But I noticed that little gap right there. Without that plug, it is open on the bottom. And I guess you just got to know that it is all plastic. Again, I know some of the Magpul ones have like a rubberized coating on them. But this is just an all polymer one. So I mentioned they were inexpensive. These are available on DiefreeCo's website, and they are $20. And I think they charge around $3 for shipping, so 23 bucks. And they have them in multiple colors. We have the black, we have a flat dark earth, a gray, and then an OD green. That grip plug is also available on their website. It is $12. YouTube sometimes gets funny about leaving certain links in the video description, but again, it's diefree.com, and I will write that out in the description, but I probably won't leave a link to it. So I'm going to leave this grip on here for quite a while, so you guys will probably see this in a lot of upcoming videos. Every time I go to the range to test out an optic or a scope or something, I'll have this on here, but I can tell already I really do like the position that it puts your wrist in. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.